That guy on your street with the lifted truck, the boat, and the watch that catches the light, he isn't rich. He's usually just one missed payment away from a total dumpster fire. A whole lot of people who look rich don't own their life. They're just renting it from the bank. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the fake rich trap. I'm going to show you exactly how hardworking guys get handcuffed to the machine, one reasonable payment at a time. We're going to stop building appearances and start building a foundation that can actually take a punch. Looking rich and being rich are two completely different animals. From the outside, they look identical. That's the trap. You see the lake house, the side-by-side, and that big home with enough columns to look like a small courthouse. Your brain starts whispering, man, that guy must be doing well. Maybe, then again, maybe he's drowning. See, looking rich is about appearances. Being rich is about ownership. One is about what people see. The other is what remains after the bills are paid and the lights are out. Welcome to The Useful Man, a channel about learning, growing, and staying useful in a world that gets stranger by the day. Life gets complicated. It doesn't have to stay that way. There are rules to everything, and life doesn't come with an owner's manual. You win when you understand the rules. Are you ready? Let's get back into it. Looking rich has never been easier. You don't need money. You need a down payment and a signature. The bank will happily dress you up like a millionaire, then charge you interest for the outfit. People fall for it every single day. Now, being rich, that's quieter. It's the boring guy down the street driving a 10-year-old paid-off Honda. Nobody notices him. Nobody's posting videos of his life. But when the roof leaks, he writes a check. When the transmission dies, he fixes it. When life throws a punch, he just absorbs it and keeps walking. Nobody's impressed, and that's exactly why he's free. Here's the part that'll sting. This is how good people, hardworking people, get caught. Nobody wakes up on Tuesday morning and volunteers to spend 10 years stressed over money. The trap doesn't look like a trap. It looks like progress, success, and reward. You get a raise. Great. You've earned it. So you figure it's time for a nicer truck. The payment is only a little more than the last one. Reasonable. Then the family needs more room, bigger place, nicer vacation, another subscription. Reasonable, and yeah, you guessed it, reasonable. That's how the trap gets built. Not with one giant decision, but 100 little ones that all make perfect sense in the moment. You could defend every single one, but the problem isn't one payment, it's the pile. While you're busy making these reasonable decisions, the raise that came in the front door is walking right out the back door. You're making more money than you've ever made in your life, and you're still broke. You're working twice as hard just to stay exactly where you started. Now you've got a nicer lifestyle, but you also got a longer list of hands waiting for a payment. The truck, the house, the subscriptions, the credit cards. Everybody is standing in line and you're feeding the machine. That's when you realize the truth. You didn't build wealth. You built obligations. You built a life that requires every single dollar just to keep the lights on. Miss one paycheck and suddenly the whole thing starts shaking like a folding table at the family reunion. Here's the trap inside the trap. The guy in the costume looks secure, and the boring guy in the paid-off Honda looks like he's behind. But flip the picture over. The costume guy is one transmission away from a total financial goat rodeo. The Honda guy, he gets the bills, grumbles, writes the check, and goes on with his day. One looks rich, the other has stability. They are not the same thing. They're opposites. When every dollar belongs to someone else, your choices vanish. You can't take a better job. You can't walk away from a toxic boss. You can't help your kid in a jam. You're handcuffed to the machine. After enough years, you wake up and realize that you've been selling your freedom one monthly installment at a time and calling it success. Let me ask you an uncomfortable question. Who is all this actually for? The truck, the watch, the vacation photos, the bigger house? Who are we trying to convince? A costume needs an audience. Nobody wears a suit to sit alone in the dark closet. Costumes are for other people, the neighbors, the coworkers, the cousins at the cookout, those strangers online who somehow become judges in a competition you never even signed up for. Your neighbor isn't lying awake admiring your truck. He's too busy sweating his own problems. Your coworkers noticed your watch for about 4 seconds and then immediately went back to thinking about themselves. That's what people do. And those people liking your photos online, half of them are running the exact same scam. Everyone's posting the highlight reel, but nobody's showing you the invoices. It's just two broke people in costumes trying to convince each other that they're winning while they're both are sinking. You're trading away your savings, your freedom, and your fortune to impress a crowd that barely notices. When the payment comes due, those people aren't showing up with a checkbook. So here's the truth a useful man eventually figures out. The applause of people who don't pay your bills has zero cash value. Comparison comes factory installed. We look left, we look right, we measure ourselves against the herd. When it looks like everyone else is moving ahead, that little voice starts whispering, maybe I'm behind. So we buy, we upgrade, we finance, trying to close the gap that may not even exist. The problem is simple. You're comparing your real life to somebody else's performance. Your behind the scenes footage to their movie trailer is a rigged game. And you can't win it because their version isn't the whole story. If you're getting something useful out of this, please give this video a like and subscribe. It helps more people find the channel, and I really appreciate it. Now let me leave you with what real wealth actually looks like, because I promise you, you've been handed the wrong picture. Real wealth is boring, spectacularly boring. It's so boring that most people drive right past it and never notice. Real wealth isn't parked in the driveway, hanging on your wrist, or posing for social media. Real wealth is quiet. It's the guy who stays calm when the check engine light flickers. It's the family guy with a rainy day fund that actually covers the rain. It's opening a bill and not feeling your stomach tighten. It's sleeping through the night. Real wealth is margin. It's the breathing room, that gap between what comes in and what goes out. It's having enough space in your life that a surprise doesn't turn into a 5-alarm emergency. Nobody pulls up at a stoplight to admire your emergency fund. Nobody brags about their paid-off washing machine. And that's exactly the point. You finally stop living for the people at the stoplight. Real wealth is a house, a little smaller than you can afford, a truck a little older than your ego wants, and a life with fewer logos. Underneath all that boring freedom, the most valuable thing money can buy. The freedom to take a punch and to stay standing. The freedom to walk away from what isn't right. The freedom to make decisions because you want to, not because a payment schedule is forcing you to. So here's where I'll leave you. Stop chasing the costume. Stop trying to win a competition nobody remembers signing up for. Stop performing for an audience that isn't paying attention. Build the boring thing. Build the quiet thing. Build the thing that still stands when life decides to get rowdy. Because sooner or later, the wind always blows. And when it does, you'll discover the truth. Appearances don't hold people up. Foundations do. Thanks for spending some useful time with me. Until next time, question for you. If Jimmy cracked corn and nobody cares, why does he keep doing it? I'll catch you on the next one.